ever spontaneously decided to get a walk-in tattoo, but felt like there was something off about the shop and the artist? I am your host, Mr. Kriesel, and welcome to my dark place. In this next story, that's exactly what happened. He probably should have just kept on walking. Sure, the rain would have soaked him, but at least streets have exits. Unlike the tattoo shop in this story. Let's begin. It was last October. Somewhere around 9:30 p.m. The streets were dead, and just the soft glow of traffic lights on wet pavement, and the hiss of rain. I was walking home from my girlfriend's place when the sky opened up like a faucet. I ducked under an awning and found myself standing in front of a tattoo shop I'd never noticed before. Walk-in's welcome was painted in peeling red letters on the glass. The inside glowed a faint orange from a single flickering lamp in the corner. I wasn't planning to get a tattoo. I just didn't want to stand in the rain like a soaked idiot. So I stepped in. The bell above the door didn't ring. It just sort of clicked. The place was silent, except for the sound of buzzing, soft and rhythmic, like a tattoo gun running in another room. The walls were lined with framed designs, mostly black and gray grim reapers, screaming faces, and melting clocks. One of them, a portrait of a man with hollow eyes and stretched skin. It made my stomach turn a little. It looked real. A guy stepped out from the back room. He was tall, with a shaved head, no eyebrows, and a chest covered in ink so dense it looked like armor. His eyes were strange, pale, almost gray. "Are you here for something permanent?" he asked. I told him no. I was just taking shelter. He smiled barely. "With weather like this, might as well leave with something to remember it by." I laughed nervously, but something about his tone made my skin crawl. He gestured toward the chair and added, "First one's on the house." I should have left right then. But something about the way he said it felt hypnotic. My legs moved before I made the decision. I sat. He didn't ask for ID. No forms, no gloves. Just walked to a tray, picked up a machine, and started working like he already knew what I wanted. The buzzing was louder than I expected. It felt like it was drilling into bone. I couldn't see what he was doing, just that it was on my forearm. "Almost done," he said. It had only been a few minutes. Then the buzzing stopped. He wiped my skin clean and stepped back. All set. I looked. The tattoo was me. My face but edged. Skin sunken, eyes wide, in panic. The same expression as the portrait on the wall. I stood up fast. What the hell is this? But the man was gone. No sound. No footsteps. Just gone. I turned to the door, trying to keep calm. I told myself it was just a prank. Some messed up artist with a dark sense of humor. I grabbed the handle and pulled, but the door wouldn't budge. I twisted the knob, yanked it, slammed my shoulder into it. It didn't even rattle. Then the buzzing started again. Not from the back room, but from behind me. I turned around and froze. The shop looked the same, but it wasn't. The walls were cracked, wallpaper peeling in long curls. The framed tattoos were yellowed and water-stained. The light bulb in the corner was dead, yet everything was still somehow lit by a dull, cold glow. And the worst part, there were people in the chairs, but they weren't moving. 7 of them, all pale, all stiff. Their skin looked waxy and rotting in places. Some had collapsed into unnatural shapes, and bones bent in the wrong way. Each one had a fresh black tattoo on their arm just like mine. A screaming face with wide, hollow eyes. One of them twitched. I backed away, heart hammering. And then, the artist walked out again. But it wasn't the same man. He was older now. His skin sagged and eyes clouded. The tattoos on his chest had faded and flaked off in places. "You stayed," he said with a deep voice. "They always stay." I ran to the back room, slammed the door shut, and looked for another exit. There was none. Just rows of ink bottles and a mirror. I stopped breathing. The mirror showed the shop, but I wasn't in it. Instead, one of the corpses from the chairs was sitting there. In my clothes. With my face. I screamed. And punched the mirror. But it didn't shatter. Then I felt the buzzing again on my arm. But the machine wasn't in his hand anymore. It was growing out of his palm. Fused. Organic. He raised it and took a step forward. "You still have room," he whispered. "So much more room." So what did you think of this week's story? Even though walk-ins are welcome in most shops, it's always smarter to book an appointment. Thanks for listening and joining me in my dark place.